Hello everyone. My name is Animesh Sen and today I'm going to deliver a presentation on the topic sales quotas from the subject sales and distribution management. What is sales quota? Sales quota can be defined as the sales target which is assigned to any sales unit for a particular duration of time. Here, sales unit can be a person, region, distributor, etc. Sales quota provides a target to be achieved in particular duration, which increases the productivity. Commercial firms set up sales quotas in order to improve sale volumes and increase the net profit of the organization. It can also be viewed as a standard to determine the effectiveness of the sales unit. Here are the 7 main characteristics of sales quotas. Number 1. It is the sales goals set for a product as well as of a salesman. There is a time dimension of a sales quota. Sales quotas are assigned to salesmen, middlemen, or a branch. It requires a desired level of performance. It is a managerial tool of direction and control of sales activities. Sales quotas are determined on the basis of sales forecasting, sales potential, estimates of cost, and other market studies. The success of sales quota system will depend on accuracy of data and information used for forecasting. There are 4 different types of sales quotas. Companies set different types of sale quotas. The method of selecting the quota largely depends on the business practice, the design of the organization, and the level of competition in that industry. Broadly, quota types include sale volume quotas, sales budget quotas, sales activity quota, and a combination quota. Sales volume. Most of the companies follow this method of quota setting. It is the most traditional and commonly used method in Indian organizations because this method provides an important standard for appraising the performance of individual salesmen, intermediaries, and branch. Sales volume quotas communicate the organization's expectations in terms of what amount of sales for in what period. For example, Torrent Pharmaceuticals uses rupee sale objectives, whereas a company like General Motors uses the numbers of cars and commercial vehicles. Sales budget quota. These kinds of quotas are set for various units by the organization in order to control expenses, gross margins, and net profits. The overall intention of setting a budget quota is to make it clear to the salesperson that they are more of a responsibility center where the job includes not only obtaining the desired sales volume but also making a good profit. This means the cost to acquire customers should be less than the revenue generated from those new customers. Sales activity quota. The activity of a salesperson has direct influence on the sales of the organization. In this case, the quota can be fixed on the activity a salesperson has to perform rather than the final outcome. In addition to the direct sales activity, the salesperson is expected to do some non selling activity, and the quota can be set as a mix of these activities. Activity quota is mostly seen in insurance selling, where salespeople must continuously do prospecting, generate sale leads, and develop new businesses. Combination quota. Many organizations use a combination of these quotas. The most common combination is the sales volume and activity quota. Combination quota is used to control sales performance on the basis of selling and non selling activities. This kind of quota often reduces the expected understanding level of the job for a novice and often serves as a demotivator. So, sales managers have to use this method with continuous briefing and effective control over the sales force. Combined sales quota should be based on the most important activities such as sales volume and the products that sell the most. Here are the few methods of setting sales quota. Organizations follow various methods for setting sales quota. Fixing sales quota in organization is a challenging task due to the sheer size of the sales organizations. Here are here are the different methods of sales quota. Quotas based on sales forecast and potentials, based on forecast, based on past sales or experience, based on executive judgment, based on the judgment of salesperson, and based on compensation. Quotas based on sales forecast and potentials. Large organizations set quota on the basis of sales forecast and the sales potential for the market and the territory. Organizations forecast the total sales of volume for the entire market, which is then divided into territories and then brought down to the individual sales level. The forecast can be generated at the corporate level, at the total production line level, and at the individual products level. Quotas based on forecast. It is not always possible to obtain the forecasted figures for individual sales territories as companies lack information, data, money, and people to determine the sales potential for individual sales territories. They establish quota on the basis of the past performance in geographic areas without regard to the sales potential. Next is the quotas based on past sales or experience. Some companies could not make the sales estimate in advance for the total market. In such cases, companies collect the sales data of the previous year, average them out for each geographic territory, and then add an arbitrary percentage for next year's quota. Some companies could not make the sales estimate in advance for the total market. In such cases, companies collect the sales data of the previous years, average them out for each geographic territory, and then add an arbitrary percentage for next year's quota. Quotas based on executive judgment. This method is used when there is little or no information available about the market. It may also be impractical to find out the potential of a new product in an existing territory or an existing product in a new territory. So managers have to rely on their past experience for making future predictions. Quotas based on the judgment of salespeople. Many companies ask their own salesperson to set the quota for themselves. This is mostly applicable in situations where the company is expanding the territory or starting up its own sales force. In these situations, it is difficult to project sales even though there may be significant sales potential. Most companies allow the salesperson to give data to set their quota. Quotas based on compensation. Salespeople are promoted on the basis of their achieving quota. It is like a bottom line for the salespeople. Salespeople are evaluated on the basis of their attaining quota for higher assignments. Salespersons get extra compensation by reaching sales volume quotas for total unit or rupee sales and sales of existing products and new products. Quotas related to the compensation are determined by any of the previously explained quota setting methods. Meeting quota is a way of life for the salespeople as quota has a direct influence on their commitment to the organization. Thank you.